Hello there, the story ninjas in the house. Listening ninjas seems to be all about houses and three little, no, not pigs, the three little wolves and the big bad pig. So with twisting tales in mind, let's find out what happens in this one. Our book has been written by Eugene Trivizas and Helen Oxenbury. Plenty of you might love twisting tales. Right, let's get started. Well, once upon a time, there were three cuddly little wolves with soft fur and fluffy tails who lived with their mother. The first was black, the second was grey, and the third white. One day the mother called the three little wolves round and said, "My children, it is time for you to go out into the world. Go and build a house for yourselves. But beware of the big bad pig." "Don't worry, mother. We will watch out for him," said the three little wolves, and they set off. Well, soon they met a kangaroo who was pushing a wheelbarrow full of red and yellow bricks. "Please, will you give us some of those bricks?" asked the three little wolves. "Certainly," said the kangaroo, and she gave them lots of red and yellow bricks. So the three little wolves built themselves a house of bricks. Another something different in the story, isn't there? Well, the very next day, the big bad pig came prowling down the road and saw the house of bricks that the little wolves had built. The story is strangely different, don't you think? Well, let's read a bit more. The three little wolves were playing croquet in the garden when they saw the very big bad pig coming. They ran inside and locked the door. The pig knocked on the door and grunted, little wolves, let me come in." "No, no, 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 no," said the three little wolves. "By the hair on our chinny-chin-chins, we will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot." Well, what did the big bad pig do next? Of course, he huffed and he puffed. Shall we help him? No? Well, anyway, "and I'll blow your house in," said the pig. So he huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed, but the house did not fall down. Anyway, but the pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing. He went and he fetched his sledgehammer, and he knocked the house down. Oh, the three little wolves only just managed to escape before the bricks crumbled. Oh, they were so frightened. "Now we shall have to build a bigger, stronger house," they said. Just then they saw a beaver who was mixing concrete in a concrete mixer. "Please, will you give us some of your concrete?" asked the three little wolves. "Certainly," said the beaver, and he gave them buckets and buckets full of messy, slurry concrete. So the three wolves built themselves a house of concrete. Well, no sooner had they finished than the big bad pig came prowling down the road, and he saw the house of concrete that the three little wolves had built. And they were playing battledore and shuttlecock in the garden when they saw the big bad pig come running. Oh, they ran inside and they locked the door. Well, the pig rang the bell and said, "Little frightened wolves, let me come in." "No, no, 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 no," said the three little wolves. "By the hair on our chinny-chin-chins, we will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot." "Oh, yes," Pig said, "then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down." So he huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed, and he could not blow the house down. But the pig wasn't called, yes, big and bad for nothing. He went and fetched his pneumatic drill, and he smashed the house down. The three little wolves managed to escape, but their chins were trembling and trembling and trembling. Oh! Well, they thought of something again. We shall build an even stronger house, they said, because they were very determined. Well, just then they saw a lorry coming along. Let's find out what's on that lorry. Ah, barbed wire, iron bars, armor plates, and heavy metal padlocks. Please, will you give us some of your barbed wire, a few iron bars and armor plates, and some heavy metal padlocks? They said to the rhinoceros. Did I say a rhinoceros? A rhinoceros who was driving the lorry. Sure, said the rhinoceros, and gave them plenty and plenty of barbed wire, iron bars, armor plates, and heavy metal padlocks. He also gave them some plexiglass and some reinforced steel chains because, well, he was a very generous and kind-hearted rhinoceros. So the three little wolves built themselves an extremely strong house. It was the strongest, securest house one could possibly imagine. They felt relaxed and absolutely safe until the next day. The big bad pig came prowling down the road as usual. The little wolves were playing hopscotch in the garden. When they saw the big bad pig coming, yes, they ran inside the house, bolted the door, and locked all of the 67 padlocks. Well, the pig pressed the video entrance phone and said, "Frightened little wolves with trembling chins, let me come in." I'm sure you're seeing what's happening next. No, 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 said the little wolves. By the hair on our chins, we will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in our china pot. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down, said the pig. So he huffed, and he puffed, and he huffed, and he puffed, but no, the house did not fall down. But the pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing. He brought along some dynamite, and he laid it against the house, lit the fuse, and kaboom! Oh no! The little wolves escaped, just managed to escape, with their fluffy tails scorched. Oh dear no. Something must be wrong with our building materials, they said. We have to try something different. But what? Any ideas, guys? They've used just about every strong material possible. Well, at that moment, they saw a flamingo coming down the road, pushing a wheelbarrow full of flowers. "Oh, please, flamingo, will you give us some of your flowers?" asked the little wolves, ever so politely. "With pleasure," said the flamingo bird, and gave them lots and lots of flowers. So the three little wolves built themselves a house of flowers. Well, let's find out what happens next. Well, one wall was full of marigolds and one of daffodils, one wall of pink roses and one wall of cherry blossom. The ceiling was made of sunflowers and the floor was a carpet of daisies. They had water lilies in their bathtub and buttercups in their fridge. But it was a rather fragile house, and it swayed in the wind. But you have to agree, it was very, very beautiful. Well, the next day, as usual, the big bad pig came prowling down the road, and he saw the house of flowers that the little wolves had built. What do you think he did next? He rang the bluebell and said, "Little frightened wolves with the trembling chins and the scorched tails, let me in." No, 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 said the three little wolves. What do you think? "By the hair on our chins, we will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot. And of course the pig said, well then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll huff, and I'll puff, but as he took in a deep, deep breath, ready for that next huff and puff, he smelt the soft scent of the flowers. It was amazing. It was absolutely fantastic. And because the scent took his breath away, the pig took yet another breath. And then another. Glorious. So instead of huffing and puffing, he began to sniff. He sniffed deeper and deeper until he was quite filled with the fragrant scent. His heart became tender, and he realized how horrible he had been in the past. In other words, he became a big, good pig. He started to sing and dance the tarantula, or the tarantella, I think it is. Well, that's a very merry dance, with lots of hopping and skipping and jumping around. And I do remember someone saying that gardens make you feel like this. Well, at first, the three little wolves were a bit worried, thinking that it might be a trick. But soon they realized that the pig had truly changed. So they came running out the house. They introduced themselves and started playing games with him. First they played Pig Pog, and then Piggy in the middle. And when they were all tired, they invited him into the house. What absolute fun! Playing in a meadow of flowers, and soon to be having tea in their house of flowers. Well, they offered him china tea and strawberries and wolfberries, and asked him to stay with them for as long as he wanted. What do you think Pig did? Pig accepted. What a lovely invitation. And they all lived happily together ever after. So sometimes even big bad pigs can smell the roses and sniff in all that fragrant flowers, lots of deep breathing, and soon transform into a big good pig. So I'm sure this is just inspiring us to go out, perhaps plant some flowers, or go and play in the garden, enjoy the fresh air, and have some tea. So until next time, goodbye.